Hello everybody and welcome to... Hold on, let me wave. I should probably wave you. Welcome to another video. This is like one of the rare videos I've done that's not with Mike and is actually me playing live the game. In fact, is this the first time I've ever done this? This is me playing live. This is all live commentary. This isn't post. And I wanted to show you something pretty cool. I actually mentioned it in daily earlier. So last night, I luckily stayed up really late and there was a surprise stress test. It only lasted 1 hour. But in that hour, apparently, everything had been wiped. But apparently, I got a message after the stress test was over that Ebonhawke was actually available to players in the stress test. And I was like, no, I missed it. Well, luckily for today, what do you know? There's a new stress test. And apparently we can actually get to Ebonhawke in it. So I thought, yeah, I literally just loaded and I thought to myself, I'll fire up the old fraps and show you guys. So this, where we are right now, we're actually in Rurickton. This is one of the areas in Divinity's Reach, and in particular this is the one that is kind of the location for all of the Ascalonians that are kind of come to Courtyard, aside from the Ascalon settlement and stuff that's elsewhere. And in here there's actually an extra surrogate. You might come to expect there to only be one in Divinity's Reach right here in the middle that you're probably more than familiar with, but there is an extra one. Usually this has always just told us it's been locked off for the demo, but this goes specifically to Ebonhawke, which is a great big fortress that you can see all the way over here in this area, level 30 to 40, this kind of circle place here. Now, let me just say, everything was wiped on the previous stress test, so the truth is that when we go through here, I'm not going to be able to fight anything, but we should be able to explore a little bit. There's this guy here, a surrogate operator Dirks, or Drix, who says, "Salutations, may I find your understanding on some matter?" Yeah, where does the gate go? This gate is permanently tuned to Ebonhawke, the Ebon Vanguard fortress in the fields of ruin. If you desire a different location, try Wicker's Gate in the upper city. Why does that only go to one place? Well, it was once tuned to both Lion's Arch and Ebonhawke. However, refocusing its dimensional point was inefficient, so we built a new gate in the upper city with optimized tuning algorithms. Typical Asura crap, pretty much. If you've read Ghost of Ascalon, you will have actually seen the characters go through this gate to Lion's Arch before, but now it only goes to Ebonhawke. So let's have a quick look. Through we go. Oh my god, and look at that, there you go, we're in the Fields of Ruin. So, this isn't entirely new, because the press, actually, like proper press sites, have had the chance to come here and do their own coverage of it, but it's never really been in the hands of the players, not until now. It's a bit cheeky, really, because these stress tests have only been an hour long. It's been very easy for people to miss that this new stuff's here. But there's a guy from my guild over there running around. We all know about it, so we've come. This is pretty exciting, actually. This is kind of my first time coming here, aside from what I've seen of the press before, so I know vague bits and bobs, but I thought I'd just take us on a very quick tour, I guess, as a bit of a look. I know we've only got a couple of days till we can get in game and see it for ourselves, but hey, can't hurt, can it? Let's have a quick look at this guy here. What's the other operator say? If I adjust the electromagical value and make an adjustment to the transoglumetric formula, I should find the ratio, blah blah blah. I'll tell you the truth. Pretty much everything the Asura say goes over my head. Even with what I know about this game, it goes over my head, so we'll just ignore that. We got loads of fallen angels here. These guys are actually quite cool in the lore. These are basically people that Jenna has sent, Crichtons, that have come to help defend Ascalon. Obviously there's a treaty with the Char now, so they're less needed, but these guys were essentially bolstering the remaining Ascalonian forces here in Ascalon. For those of you who don't know, there was obviously a big war between the Char and the humans, and for a very long time Ebonhawke, this was really the last bastion of survival for all the humans around here. Obviously, humans in Courtyard had Divinity's Reach and so forth, but this was kind of it for the humans of Ascalon. And for a very long time, this pretty much was just a fortification of war, and no one really liked to live here, I suppose. But yeah, they talked in the lore about how there was like these big long lines sort of along the walls of this big fortress where all these trebuchets and machines of war, and they were just out of the range of the Char machines of war that were off in the distance, I suppose, down there. And as you can see here, this is called the Siege Plains, so this is kind of the area that used to happen. Now there's been a treaty though, and supposedly this whole area, the Fields of Ruin, is now kind of in a bit of turbulence, shall we say, because no one quite knows what's going on. I know you've got an event for me, but I'm not going to be able to help you because you're level 34 and I'm level 2. I have important reports from Divinity's Reach to deliver to the peace talks at Summit Peak. I require additional guards for this trip. What's in the reports? A good messenger would never allow a peek at the document in blah blah blah. No, I can't help you, I'm sorry. Anyway, this is quite a nice site. Some of the earliest concept art we saw of Guild Wars 2 was actually of this area here. This probably isn't a very good shot of it, but this is the entrance to Ebonhawke. This is kind of the gateway entrance. I always imagined it to look a little bit different to what it's ended up like in game, but it is pretty damn impressive, I've got to say. This is the entrance. If you don't cheap out like I just did and go through the Asura Gate, then this will be your first view of it. We've got the nice big walls going along the side here. Look a lot like the dams in Divinity's Queensdale, sorry, but like on a much bigger scale, which is pretty crazy. This is pretty amazing. So here's the entrance as well. just a big long road. And I guess the road eventually, if you follow it long enough, will take you all the way back to the Black Citadel, and then onto the Lion's Road, and back to Lion's Arch and so forth, which is kind of crazy. Do you know what I would have loved to have been able to see this place while the war was still going on? If you do read Ghost of Ascon, you'll learn a lot about this kind of area. There's apparently a big sewer under here that you read about in the books. Whether that's in game, I'm not 100% sure. But there was a big sewer, and in the book they kind of travel through the sewer and slip out through the like behind Char lines through it, and they go to like this waterfall in a cave and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's quite a dark book, that book, actually. I quite like it. They have to wade through the sewers to get out. Let's see what else we've got. Obviously, because this isn't a city in a world space of its own, it actually can be attacked by people. And as you can see here, we have a renown event, and they don't exist anywhere else. There's lots of cool stuff, though. Look at the Founding, Volume 8. So I guess we get the full story of how this place was founded. The Rise of Ebonhawke, Volume 8, The Return of the Enemy. At dawn, our greatest fears were realised. A warband of Char ambushed us from the brush. The Vanguard always believed their battle would be against the Char, just not this far south. Continue reading. Though the Vanguard were used to the horrors of Char battles, civilians travelling with them were not. Many broke off from the caravan, fleeing in terror as the monsters set upon us. We struggled to maintain our defences while returning to those who had fled to the safety of the caravan. Questions danced in my mind during the fray. What were these Char doing here? Were they the leftovers from the failed assault against Or? Were they a herald of tragedies to come? This is actually so exciting. I'm going to have to like turtle fraps in a bit, just read it all and just absorb all the information.
We'll become traitors to our own heritage.
Yeah, so this is a big part around here, actually, and maybe I can speak to him as a part of the Renown event. Basically, the idea is all these people have lived their lives fighting the Char, and they don't actually like that the treaty's happening. As you can see, Separatists, humans that want to continue the war, are here, and they've got propaganda. If I could read New Crichton at this point, I could probably read this out loud to you, but I don't know New Crichton. But I guess a part of the event, yeah, is wiping all their propaganda off, and I guess reasoning with the people as well. You're a sympathiser with the Separatists? We don't need no stinking treaty, I heard this guy saying we could easily wipe out the Char. So easily, you hear me? I don't know why we ever stopped the war. Strange, this guy did have a plan to attack the Char. He said it was so easy I could go up to the Char delegation and slit their throats. Does that sound sane to you? This guy was setting you up to be an assassin who would have restarted the war. Call me his eyes, how could I have been so blind? He kept giving me drinks, kept saying how I would be a patriot and a hero. Dear gods, I almost went out there. You are an idiot! What the hell is wrong with you? Yeah, hello stranger. Okay. I guess we can just do that with a lot of people. Who are you? Lady Madigan.
Speak quickly.
Every experience we have is a story waiting to be written. Live life well and your story will be a good one. So book carts, I've not really talked about these much, but these are really good if you're into the story and that, because you can interact with them. There's loads of them around in Divinity's Reach, and they'll give you loads of little nuggets and stuff. Usually about Guild Wars 1, which is quite cool. I wonder what this one will be. On the top of the pile is a child's story told in pictures called Garm and Friends. It tells us the story of a heroic wolf and his companions. Interesting. That's not about Guild Wars 1 then. Oh, there's weapon people here. Do we get Ebonhawke weapons? No, we just get generic crap. Of course we do. But level 30 and level 35 stuff. I wonder whether I should start cutting it to certain places if I find anything else interesting. But in general, this is Ebonhawke, guys. It's kind of the often forgotten about extra main city. I don't know how much we'll be seeing players coming here in the actual launch of the game around exploring here, using this as an actual hub where communities gather. Obviously a big part of the other main cities is they're supposed to have lots of activities and stuff in them. Still really haven't heard much about that. I don't think we'll be seeing many in release of the game, which is a shame. Wow, you really don't like Jenna, do you? Let's convince you otherwise. The Queen's going to do it. She's going to sign that treaty and let the Char off so easy all the blood they've spilled. It's disgusting. Think of it this way, they've wasted so many lives trying to take Ebonhawke. Both sides lost so much and soon it will be over. You weren't there. You never suffered through the constant sieges. I lost both my uncles, my mother and 3 close friends. That treaty won't bring them back. So that's actually quite a convincing argument as well. Treaties never do anything for the past, just for the future. You'll have one out here. I'm sorry for your loss, but no one else will have to suffer losses like yours again. Ah, see, but we're even more convincing. I know, it's just hard to let them go after all this time. I thought victory would make it better. I guess I need time. That's a really good line, actually. Treaties aren't for the past, they're for the future. Damn. We've got some other stuff. Oh my god, there's a level 30 guy trying to kill me. I'm going to leave him alone. Well enough alone, if I can. I guess that's a part of the Renown event as well, fighting him. See, so if there's combat and stuff here, and if there aren't really any events, sorry, like activities for people to do, I'm curious whether this place will take off. It certainly is very large. It's on the same scale as the other cities are. It really is. Maybe not quite as big. I mean, actually think about it. This is probably about 2 districts of Divinity's Reach, probably, if that. But still, it is pretty impressive. There's a lot to do. The press did... oh, yeah, we're here. The press did actually show off something reasonably cool. Oh, can we go up there? Up this staircase. I love these kinds of little things. Just small staircases and stuff people can go up. Can we? Hello, there's another fallen angel here. Does this take me anywhere? Oh, here we go. Someone we can actually speak to. When Queen Jenna started the Fallen Angels, I requested this post. I'm in awe of Ebonhawke and the bravery of its people, but they treat us as outsiders. That's because kind of you are. What have people said to you? Certain people think that because they're born here, they're somehow more Ascalonian, more close to the cause of humanity. We're all in this together, whether they realise it or not. That's a good point. The devs were talking recently in an interview about how, really, with Guild Wars 2, it's not about the differences in humans, ethnicity and stuff anymore, because you've got so many different races. So they kind of have to band together, at least to some degree. Yeah, we've got this graveyard here. As much as I would love to do it, I'll probably do it in the LP at some point. I'm not going to read all of these out, but I'm sure a lot of them, the Zealots of the Shiver Peak there, they're a guild that was mentioned in lore. They're a real guild in real life as well, actually. Gravestone, and like they were named in lore after the guild that existed like from beta tests in the first game. There's loads of graves, sorry, but the best ones are up here, I believe. We have some nice music here. Wow, this is really nice. And yeah, have a look at this. There's a grave called Gwen's Grave. A simple memorial marks the final resting place of Ascalonian hero and Eben Vanguard commander Gwen Thackeray, loving wife of Lieutenant Kieran Thackeray and great-grandmother to Captain Logan Thackeray. This is... I'm not going to... commune with it? Okay, so I don't have to fight anyone. Wow, I sound very angry. So yeah, this is a skill challenge, Gwen's Grave. If you don't know the story, Gwen was a really significant character in Guild Wars 1, really significant. And this is kind of her little place in Guild Wars 2. She did a lot. Basically, she recalled and founded this entire place. It's essentially the story. There's some other people here too. Dedicated to all those who bravely fought and fell. We honour your deaths if you kept the heart of Ascalon alive. And to Captain Langmar, who led us into this battle, and Captain Gwen Thackeray, who led us to this home. We shall never forget you. Langmar was a character also that was a kind of a big part of this story that you got to experience in Guild Wars Beyond, the second expansion, if you will, collectively, of Guild Wars 1. And she died there. And really, she didn't get a big fanfare when she died. But I guess she gets a grave here too, which is cool. Very nice. So yeah, this place is obviously going to be quite nice for all those Guild Wars 1 players that recognise these characters and recognise the story. I'm sure there'll be a lot more to do here, though. I think there's a way you can actually go... I think there's a way you can go underground. There's a vista here somewhere. Shall we go into the middle, have a quick explore of the middle, and then maybe leave out through that exit there as well? Because I think there's something reasonably cool out of that exit we can have a look at. Obviously, I can't do like the most extensive look at this in the world, otherwise we'd be here for hours, knowing me. But we can have a look in the middle, see what's going on. More sympathisers here. Nice big red banner. I'm guessing this is just going to be a big courtyard in the centre. We'll have a look-see though, see if there's anything good around here. Some citizens, and obviously this does mean too, guys, that the entire Fields of Ruin are available. So if you were a total pro, maybe you could level up to a point where you could just explore. I was tempted to tweet to you guys and be like, yeah, let's Zerg rush it and see how far we can get, but I don't think it would really work. There's another gate here. So many of the cities have got gates like this. There's a group event with a really powerful leader. Oh my god, and he's here. Run, 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 run. Doesn't seem to be too much here. There's a memorial plaque which says, "O come the four, O sons of Ascalon." For them. Oh shit. Okay, there's plenty to read. Is that a char there? Oh, that's Rib. Okay, right. All right, yeah. Let's go to the other exit then, and we'll wrap this up before I start rambling and it goes on for too long. I will cut it until we're just there. I mean, it's a point of interest. We'll have a quick look. I'll tell you what though, it might just be because these stress tests are only an hour long, but no one's really here, are they? Is it just because not many people know that this is available at the moment, or what? It's very cool. Oh, is that the way down? Is that the way underground? There's a character there, Joanna. Why has it got a capital A in her name? Is that how you normally spell that? I bet it is, and I'm just being a moron. Can we go in there, love? Would that be okay? Hey, a child came through this gap and headed to the farm. Then it went all wavy and disappeared like a ghost. Nobody believes me, but I saw it. It's strange. Did you hear anything? No, it just ran by. You couldn't hear the footsteps even. I still felt the debris is then gone. There definitely looks like there's a way in there. Interesting. I've been hearing things like this through the grapevine. I also hear there's an organ, a playable organ here. You might be familiar with the one in the Caledon Forest that will spawn a chest if you play the Guild Wars theme on it. I'm not sure whether you can play a different theme on this one and get an awesome chest or what, but it seems pretty interesting. It's in one of the houses hidden somewhere around here. So this is the postern gate, the second entrance. Not as impressive, I must say, as the other entrance to Ebonhawke, but still. And these are the Blackwing excavations. I mean, obviously, it's the Field of Ruin. It's got tons of new stuff. But the most interesting thing to me, at least, is we talked a bit about the Brisbane Wildlands and stuff a while ago, and the portal that was there that kind of hinted at things to come after the launch of the game. Well, here we have a gate very close to Ebonhawke. This is the main reason I think that this will eventually develop a community around it. This is a city kind of out in the middle of nowhere, if you think about it, really. You've got all this kind of progression of char areas here, but not much reason to go to them. The Deldrimore front isn't available at the launch of the game. Neither is any of the Kralkatoric's really deep branded stuff, or the Crystal Desert, or the Ellen River, and all this. It's kind of out of the way. The game ends at the Ruins of Ore, and the only other really high level area is all the way up here. So what's going on here? Well, if we have a look at this gate right here, I leveled up. This is called the Desert Gate. And if we speak to the Desert Gate guard, he says this gate's closed for the security of Ebonhawke. I can't let anyone pass without orders from Captain Samuelson or Queen Jenna herself. Why exactly? The gate serves as a barrier against the Crystal Desert. Letting you through would be condemning you to death. Dark events have befallen the desert. What dark events? Truth be told, we don't know exactly. We've only heard whispers. We've been unable to contact Alona since his last refugees fled the desert to Divinity's Reach. Sounds dangerous. Does this guy say the same thing? This gate is closed for the security of Ebonhawke. I can't let anyone pass. So, yeah, we've got a gate to the Crystal Desert right here. Is this something that I'm sure, I mean, right after a while, after the release of the game, we'll see this gate open. You can kind of climb up to it in a tantalizing way, but you will never see what is behind that gate. So, yeah, it's quite exciting, isn't it? This is Ebonhawke. If they do another stress test, I suppose... Oh, you lazy miner, let's clear him up. If there is another stress test, be sure to come check it out, guys. The Fields of Ruin. But we've only got 2 days, so who knows what will happen. But very interesting. Crystal Desert to come in the future. And that is Ebonhawke with its massive, massive walls. I'll see you guys next time for whatever's coming next. Thanks very much for watching.